Just speaking to Scott there, Mike, and he made the point that it was a real low against Crawley, and a fair bit of soul searching from the players and everybody involved afterwards, and something that you've got to learn from and bounce back, really.
Yes. Listen, we were all very disappointed. We never want to lose games, and especially not in that manner. I think we've always got to remember, speak to the boys, but we've got to always remember what we represent here, what this club's about. This club's about the people that we represent, as in you're fighting, you're grafting, you're working. And I think we've always got to be mindful of that. I've said that to the players, what this club means to the fans and the people that support it, and we have to represent them in the right way. Now, the other night we didn't do that. I will never hide away from that responsibility of being the manager of this football club. But we're hurting from that, but we know what we need to do. Sometimes you just need to take a step back and breathe from the whole situation and really focus on what's happened and, more importantly, what you need to do moving forward. So that's what we've done over the last couple of days. Like I said, the boys are hurting and we're looking to react and respond now, but not for 1 minute do I take what happened the other day lightly, because it's not my character to do that. So we understand what we need to do now moving forward.
You can't change Tuesday. You can learn lessons individually and collectively. And the reinforcing of that message that, listen, we are Tranmere, that can sometimes make a big difference, can't it?
Yes. I said that to the lads today. We spoke to them on the grass today about just what I've been speaking about, what you just said there. This is Tranmere Rovers Football Club, and it has a history of competing and fighting and running hard, playing hard. It's always had that. People didn't like playing against Tranmere. They didn't like coming to Prenton Park and playing against them. That's always been like, it was here when I played. It was here before I even got here, and it was here when I was assistant manager for the last few years. It's always been an identity of the club, and that has to go before anything, before you even get to tactics, playing, passing the ball, whatever you need to be. You need to be able to compete and earn the right to be able to get to the top half of the table where you need to be, and that's football. We need to do that. We need to make sure that we're all on the same page, we're moving in the right direction. We've got new players, we know that. We know what's the challenges we've had. But that's it, they're gone. Everyone has challenges. So we have to focus now and move on. There's no excuses for me. We know what's gone on, and we just got to make sure this group, we've got a few more boys coming back in who've been injured, which has boosted the group again. So we know what we need to do.
That phrase that you just used before, and when you're talking about football at elite level, and Tranmere players are elite athletes with skills and lots of individual talents, but running hard is the minimum required standard, isn't it?
Yeah, you can't play unless you run hard. It's a mentality, and it's a state of mind and a focus. It's a mindset of playing football. I've watched a lot of games from all levels, trying to learn things that I can pick things up on, and the common theme in it all is that running hard, competing, but it's running smart as well. There's difference to just running around all over the place to actually focus, running and anticipating, not reacting. All them sort of things that build your team, and you want to see in players.
Yeah, and how much has the problems with not just injuries, but illness, COVID, etc. New players coming in, and I know you're not looking for excuses. You're the opposite to that. Yeah. But how much of a sort of negative has that been in terms of trying to set things up the way you want and trying to introduce the new players, to the way of you wanted to do things?
Yeah, it's been difficult. It's been challenging. You've got issues obviously with training, which we spoke about last time with the numbers that you have to use for training. And then we've gone into a lot of games recently where you've not got the training time. You've got people coming back from injury, then you pick up another couple of injuries. So you're trying to get the players to get on the same page of what you're trying to do. We've only had, at this stage, I was looking through it yesterday, we've only had 6 or 7 players available for selection consistently since the start of the season. And one was Joe Murphy, obviously, which was a keeper. So it does affect your preparation in a way, and you're trying to get the new group of players to get to gel. But we know that we can't use that as an excuse. It's all out there for people to see and to hear. But people don't want to hear that. They want to hear what you're going to do. And that's all we're focused on. You know, people have problems, but we've got to make sure we know what we're doing.
And Morecambe, what sort of threat are you expecting from them this weekend?
A typical League Two game, as always. It's hectic, it's frantic to start the game. You have to earn the right to be able to get on the ball and go and compete first and foremost. That never change. And then it's up to you to try and impose yourself on that game. We know what Morecambe's about. We always watch the teams who we're going to play. It's no disrespect to them, but I'm not really focusing on them too much. I know exactly what we need to do. It's just about us being in the right frame of mind and ready to react.
Can I just ask, team news, injuries, ins and outs, players coming back, players ruled out for this weekend?
Yeah, obviously, Morgan Ferrier is still not with us, and Stephen Payne, but Kane Woolery and Manny have trained today, so that's good news. So they're back with us now in the training group, so that's a boost as well.